Welcome to Season 2, Episode 5 of Living Vicariously Through Yourself, the podcast, and now show. The show notes have the link to the video version of this episode on YouTube if you're interested in joining me that way today. Well, friends, how are you doing? At the time I'm producing this episode, it's literally a casual about 90 degrees in New York City, and I'm sure wherever you are, the weather's prepping you for summer too. Unless you're listening to this at a later date than it aired, or maybe you're in Australia. Well, mate, in that case, happy winter, friends. But for those of us tuning in the United States on the date this aired, happy first day of summer. I created a special episode for this day because why not plan for a good theme? We love a good theme. Today, we're talking about, drumroll please, hot girl summer. Yes, I asked a couple colleagues the other day what the guy version of that was, and they agreed that it's still hot girl summer. So, hot girl summer for all. You get a hot girl summer. You get a hot girl summer. Michael B. Jordan's now single, so it's going to be a great summer. Yes, PSAs first. Anyway, now, I'm sure you're wondering why that's the title of the episode today and what that means we're really talking about if I decode the slang, but our topic today is truly about feeling your best by looking your best, and I mean style-wise. You may be tempted to think this sounds absolutely vain at first, but seriously think about the last time you felt really confident, strong, sexy, living your best hot girl summer type of main character moment. What made you feel that way? I can almost guarantee you were dressed in a style that made you feel good. Because when we express ourselves physically through what we wear and how we style our makeup and hair, pure poetry, we somehow often feel like we can best express our truest selves to the world because our wardrobe has already done some of that work for us. Do you see how that works? If you're confident in what you're wearing and how you showed up on any given day, aren't you going to show up in other ways more confidently too? I think yeah. So today we're going to remove the idea that dressing in the truest expression of who you are and looking good to help you feel good is somehow wrong or vain. We'll figure out what your personal confident style is that you feel great in. And we'll plan how to express ourselves in our day-to-day lives with what we wear by starting with small steps as always. Deal? Okay, let's start with the vanity stigma here. There's some really deeply held beliefs we have about things we aren't supposed to do or enjoy, or that have been so deeply, deeply ingrained in our society or religion or family or life. Those types of things that don't support our growth but end up stunting it because we might believe them without ever questioning some of those things that we grew up thinking about our subconscious beliefs that we have. And sometimes, if we really took the time to think about them now, we might not actually agree with them anymore, but they're still ingrained deep within us. So we still function off those subconscious beliefs that aren't serving us any longer. Those are called limiting beliefs, and if they're deep down within us, we need to dig a little deep today to clear them out and think about what we really truly believe and look at some beliefs that will help us grow, that are empowering beliefs we can plant in their place. We want to swap beliefs that limit us from all the potential of living our best lives as the best version of ourselves, aka living vicariously through ourselves, for beliefs that help empower us to live our truest to who we are. Okay, so Tony Robbins talks about 5 things that can create limiting beliefs in our lives. We can apply this to absolutely anything and any limiting belief we might have lying around deep inside ourselves. But let's look at it through this lens of feeling like it's vain to dress our best or in the truest expression of who we are. We might think we have to tone down or up how we dress depending on our environment. It's the same with our personalities and sharing our opinions and speaking our truths, but the reality is if we start with presenting ourselves exactly how we are in one category, for example, how we dress and style ourselves, it will become far easier for us to express ourselves in other ways because we've already started doing it with our outfits and style, right? So 5 things that can create limiting beliefs in our lives from Tony Robbins are: number 1, knowledge. As T. Rob says, knowledge is not power. What? He says knowledge is potential power. Wow. The things we think we know, if we're a lifelong learner, can really help us grow. We might have learned some things that weren't super helpful about expressing ourselves equaling vanity. But as they say, the more you know. Challenge what you do know if it doesn't sound right any longer. We don't want it to just brush it under the rug continuously so that it keeps tripping us up. Am I right? Ooh, but maybe some rugs would help with acoustics in here, now that I think about it. Anyway, number 2, limiting beliefs can be formed through our environment. Tony Robbins says this about this one: free yourself from the story that you are a product of your environment. He cites Oprah, Malala, and Nelson Mandela as examples of people who decided to change their environment instead of accepting what was in front of them as ultimate truth. Were you raised in an environment where people looked down on others who expressed themselves via what they wore or how they did their makeup or how they styled their hair? I will tell you, after living in LA and New York, I can confidently and so happily tell you there are places where literally anything goes in terms of self-expression, and it's celebrated. Maybe a visit to a place like that would be really helpful to see if you haven't seen it before. I've known people whose parents brought them to essentially a pride parade to show them they love and accept them for exactly who they are and that they can be who they are and will be loved for it, not despite it. Wow. Book some flights if we need to. Number 3, events. Was there a situation where you saw self-expression looked upon negatively? Did it impact your ability to express yourself openly? Consider it. Number 4, past results. We might think more about times we failed than times we succeeded, but in this case, we want to think of times we were super well received when we expressed ourselves. Can you think of a time that you were dressed and self-expressed in every way you would want to be, and someone accepted you and even complimented you and your style? We want to keep track of those and cut our losses, even though I know they tend to stick with us and stick out to us over our successes. But start thinking about how good you felt instead of how bad you felt in those moments. You were truest to yourself in your presentation of yourself and your style. Finally, number 5. Future vision can also actually form our limiting beliefs. Your imagined experience of the future can be just as impactful as your past experiences. Wild, right? But think about it with me a brief moment. How do you imagine you're going to show up in the world in a day, in a week, in a year? I see super stylish grannies walking around the city and have already decided I'm going to be one. I don't even have my own children yet, but I know I'm about to be, in a ripe many years, a really styling grandma. Yeah. But think about how you see yourself showing up in life, and that will impact how you do show up in life. And if we imagine we're going to receive a positive, good response to showing up as our truest expression of ourselves, that makes a huge difference in our ability to really go for it and do just that, right? Season 2, episode 4 talks about just going for it. And if you look at positive responses, just like if you look for red cars, you'll start to see them everywhere, even where you might not have seen them before. Okay, thanks, Tony. So it's really cool if none of those things affect you when it comes to expressing yourself style-wise, but you can still apply those thoughts to literally anything. Now, if you realize you wound up with some negative limiting beliefs about how you express yourself via style, let's take a look at them. What was your limiting belief that you thought of? Maybe it's people won't like or accept me if I show up in my favorite style. Or maybe people haven't liked the way I dress in the past, so it must be my style and not the people who are wrong. Or perhaps people think I dress too loose or too uptight. Or maybe people will judge me and my job capabilities by the way I dress and if it's like the rest of the office. Or maybe people will assume the things that aren't true about me if I style my hair or makeup in the way I want to. Or maybe people will think I'm trying too hard to impress them if I wear what makes me feel confident. Or the crowd pleaser of the day, it's vain to wear what I love, to wear and to express myself. Let me tell you, for affirmation's sake, none of these aren't limiting beliefs or true. And none of these are good to carry around with us, and not just for our minds and self-expression, but also for our very souls. They are soul-crushing beliefs, confidence-demolishing beliefs, self-expression extinguishing beliefs. Maybe your experience of one or 5 of those things, or a combination, which was again knowledge, environment, events, past results, or future vision, has led you to believe that self-expression is bad. But I'm here to tell you it's life-giving and will help you grow in the truest version of yourself, because the truest version of yourself lives as such and therefore expresses their truest self, your truest self. Capiche? Okay, what do you really believe, and is it an empowering belief? Let's start living life expressing ourselves is a good thing instead of hiding it or being ashamed for it or caring what anyone else thinks. I know, easier said than done. So speaking of doing that, how do we make it easier to do? Let's start here. How do you find the style that really fits you? Chances are you already know what you like on yourself, but if you've held yourself back from enjoying your style for a long time, it's possible you might not know, and that's okay. That's why I'm here. And yes, work may require a different type of attire than you would choose on the weekends. I mean, same. But you can still, within reason, choose to style your outfit, your hair, your makeup, your nails in a way that fits within your work style. Okay, in terms of personal style, what do you like on others? So many people waste so much time saying, I could never pull that off. I'm guilty of it too. Overalls, mom jeans, a nod to Gen Z and my mother, fashion in full circle. That's another good thing to remember. Even if your style goes quote unquote out of style, it'll probably come back within 20 years or so. See, flare and mom jeans. See, you making fun of me for my skinny jeans that I will die in. Anyway, no judgment, at least for me. When you watch a movie or show or see an ad or see a person walking down the street, what style do you like? What things do you find yourself thinking, if only I could pull that off about? What things catch your eye, even if they're random? What draws your attention? Lean into that. You can also pop around some stores and try some things on, or view some websites and see what's trending. Or watch Queer Eye and listen to the Rex the ever fabulous Tan France makes. Find what you love and start Googling. Ankle bracelet. That thing that cuffs your arm. Flirty jean dress. I just found one. Purple lipstick. One of my faves, actually. You do you. Now, once you find your style or some things you want to try, let's get one thing very clear. Your clothes are meant to fit you, not the other way around. Let me say this for those in the back preaching today. Your clothes are meant to fit you, not the other way around. Mel Robbins, not to be confused with Tony Robbins, those same self-development that is, suggests you literally get rid of everything that doesn't fit you. It's a very not someday, but today approach. It's good to be working toward your goals. I, of everyone, endorse that highly. But you can feel good as you reach toward your goals, and you should. Sure, you might want to reach a certain level of fitness, but get cute workout clothes for your body now, so you enjoy how you look now and can celebrate who you are now, today. because who you'll become depends on how much you love yourself now. The more you talk kindly to yourself now, statistics show the further you'll get in achieving your goals. Positive self-talk statistically helps increase the chance you'll achieve your goals. Don't miss that. It's so important, friends. Dress the incredible body you have now, today, and tomorrow, dress that incredible body too. In 5 years, dress that one. When you're a cool old granny or granddad or just any amount of older, dress that body too as the fullest expression of who you are, which, by the way, is allowed to change as your preferences and style and budget do. You should see who you be in the mirror. Also, ever heard the phrase, dress for the job you want? If there is a type of person you want to become, dress like them. That's how you live as someone who's becoming an even better version of themselves, of yourself. And to feed a fed horse, becoming the best version of yourself means you're leaning into and are becoming the truest expression of who you are. And that includes style. When we style ourselves how we want and express ourselves through that style, we create a foundation and a platform to stand on to continue expressing ourselves in other ways too, such as through using our voices and sharing our hearts and expressing our opinions with others. There's a book called The Cure, and in it, it shares that when we wear a mask, only the mask receives love. When we wear a mask, only the mask receives love. Be who you are so that the person you are receives that love from others, not the mask. A quick note on budget. If you'd like some new things and need to swap out some old things, you can totally sell those puppies so you have some cash free to find some new things. Out with the old, in with the new, or maybe you have a birthday coming up. I don't know. Okay, finally, how do you start? Pick a day you're going to be around people you love and wear something you truly love. Experiment in that safe environment. Try something out. And then once you get inevitable compliments and feel your best with those people because you and not the mask will receive love, you'll feel more confident showing up like that, aka as the truest expression of yourself stylistically and beyond in other places too. Try a new outfit at work. Try a new outfit when you're grocery shopping. Try a new outfit to the gym. Go somewhere you don't know anyone and try. Grab coffee in that new fit. Even if it's just a piece of your outfit, it'll feel more and more wonderful and normal and like you each time you do it. How interesting that if we haven't been living as the fullest expression of ourselves, when we try it out, it can feel foreign, but it's meant to feel like home. So my recommendation is to try it first with people who feel like home. Or imagine yourself as the best version of yourself and go somewhere where you know not a soul and try it there. You can be whoever you want. Whatever feels more exciting to you. For example, I've recently stopped going to the laundromat like a scrub because who knows who I'll run into. Haven't run into anyone yet, but who knows? I was like, oh, I'll just wear what I don't want to wear again this week because I'm washing the rest. But that's unhelpful in the moment and no way to live, is it? It's truly amazing once you decide to show up as who you are and the confidence you exude and how great you feel because of it, even if it's just to go to the laundromat. I remember a fabulous friend in high school who broke up with her boyfriend once. Teenage heartbreak. And she joked, but also quite honestly said, darn, now I have to actually dress nice to catch another person to date instead of just showing up in my sweatpants and hair in a bun every day, which is cool if that's your style. I adored this person, and her self-confidence was some I tried my best to learn from in high school. But it's so true that when you're not putting your best foot forward, the right people will still enjoy you. But when you want to feel your best, dressing and styling yourself at your best is super helpful. And those same great people in your life will encourage you to live as the truest expression of you. During the pandemic, putting on makeup, even if I didn't leave my apartment, made a huge difference for me. I don't always wear lipstick, but when I do, no, I'm kidding. I don't always wear lipstick, but I started to on Zoom calls, this one actually, could you tell? And it made a difference for me. Having fun clothes to wear out with friends or on dates or with strangers safely, or for a walk to the neighborhood coffee shop is so fun. There's something empowering about showing up styled as your best self that brings the best out of you and in you. Okay, friends, fit your clothes into your lifestyle and not the other way around. Choose clothing that fits you, not the other way around. Style yourself in a way that makes you feel confident and more like yourself in the world instead of letting the world tell you what styles are acceptable. Express yourself through style, and your style will help you express yourself in other ways too. Do what you love, wear what you love, and be who you love so you can love others well too. And please, show up for yourself and do the same for others. Applaud and appreciate and compliment each other when people show up as the truest, most authentic version of themselves. They may just need that affirmation that you're looking for them to keep showing up as the truest version of themselves, first in their style and then in the things they share and the opinions they voice. And if we encourage that in each other, wow, what a more authentic world we would live in. Even if you don't agree with them, make space for others to be authentic. You can make a difference. Okay, that's a wrap for today, but I hope you'll look at that summer wardrobe or winter wardrobe in another hemisphere and decide what you'll feel most confident in and go for it. Challenge time. What event are you going to show up to as your most authentically styled self in this next week? Plan an event if you need to. Get your girls or guys or everyone together and fit your activity into your style. Even if it's just grabbing coffee, if it's going to a pride parade, it is June when I am filming this. Go and make me proud, and most importantly, go and make yourself proud. Happy summer or winter. I see you, Australia, and I will see you in your fabulous self in 2 Tuesdays. And for a fun side note of the show, I was dressed in something different and filmed the whole thing in a different outfit. I realized at the end, watching it back only, that it was not something I felt confident in. And it had buttons down the front, and one of the buttons was open. I know that would have been very entertaining, but I also forgot the ring light. You are allowed to change how you look. You are allowed to show up in the most true, authentic version of you. So I wanted to do that for you today too. All right, let me grab Kippen because I know you want to see her. All right, see you in 2 Tuesdays, and bye for now. Say hi. She likes wearing a tuxedo as her truest, most authentic style. Yes, you do. She was just running around the whole apartment while I was filming, finally laid down, and then was like, oh, why'd you grab me? Oh, okay, bye, bye. Bye.